day 3 of our decluttering challenge, and today is such an exciting day because we're doing digital declutter, and I love it because me, like every one of you, I'm using our computer so much that we've got so much stuff on our computers. So today is the day that we're going to tackle that. So get a hard drive ready, or have some sort of external space where you can put some of your digital clutter on, like maybe Dropbox. I have the 1 terabyte Dropbox. It costs me like $100 a year, not very much, and I use it a lot for client files and things like this, or photos and things like this that I don't need to have on my computer, but I want to keep still. And people ask me, what about my client work? How long do I keep the client work? And personally, I tend to keep it for a year, and because sometimes clients come back to me and ask, oh, can you make slight changes and everything, and I can't be like, I don't have the file anymore. So I tend to keep it for a year, and it goes into my archive, and then I'll delete some of the things in my research around it. I might still keep the project file. So I wonder how many of you get the message that your startup disk is full. I know it happens to a lot of you. I'm really careful that my startup disk doesn't get totally full, because your computer needs at least 10% of digital space on it to run properly. Otherwise, the programs won't run properly. So I usually have 10%, but I reach that 10% quite a lot, so it's always a good thing to declutter. So there's different places we're going to declutter on our laptops or computers today, and the number one place, before I say it, I just wanted to say that I want you to take a screenshot of the place where you can see how much space you have on your laptop or computer, how many GBs you have, and then at the end of it, we're going to take a screenshot again, and I want you to share it into the Facebook group so we can see how much space you've created on your laptop or computer. So the first place, and it's going to also be the last place that we declutter, is our trash. All right. So many of us, during the day, during the weeks, go through and chuck things into our trash, but we don't often delete it. So open your trash folder right now, check what's in it, and delete it if you don't need it. So it's empty. And there you have it, the first thing you've already decluttered. The second place we're going to do is your desktop. So your desktop should be a place which is pleasant to look at. Don't have your desktop as your downloads folder. Have a separate folder for your download folder. So in your browser, you can set the location where you want your downloads to go. So have a separate folder and, call it downloads or whatever. And everything goes there. It creates a little bit more of organization. I've seen a few people who use their desktop, and it just creates this madness of a desktop where you can't find anything anyway. So your desktop should be quite clean. It should only have the important files and folders that you need often, or that pertinent to your life right now. So it could be your monthly accounts, or it could be the current client folder. So go on and clean up your desktop and move things and organize things around and delete the things. I take a lot of screenshots, which I don't end up using anymore. So once a week, I delete all the screenshots I've been taking from my desktop. Third place we're going to declutter is our downloads folder, and I'm guilty as much as you are for just harboring things in my downloads folder, or not cleaning them up where they're meant to be going, because it's so easy, everything just goes into the downloads folder. Right now, it's time. I'm holding you accountable. We're going to clean up our downloads folder. So spend some time going through it, deleting the things you no longer need. The DMG files on Mac users, once you've installed something, you don't need that anymore. You can delete that. Put things onto your external hard drive and create some space. I challenge you to have 0 items in your downloads folder today. That is my challenge for you inside the 10-day challenge. After this, we're now going to declutter our applications. So many of us, use an application once or twice, and then we don't need it anymore, or we found another application that's better. So go and delete the applications. Open your applications folder and delete the ones that you no longer use. And you might think, I'm going to need to use it. I'm going to need to compress that image at one point. Well, you can download it again, especially if it's free when you do need to use it. No use cluttering up your computer with things that you're not going to use all the time. Now let's declutter our music, right? Musical tastes change. I don't actually have a lot of music because I listen to Spotify, so it's all online, and my music that I do like to keep is on my external hard drive. I do know some people have a lot of music on their computers, so just go through and sort things through, and the things you no longer listen to, well, maybe put them away in another folder, put them out of your computer, and maybe put something new on, something that you challenge yourself to listen to, something new that you don't usually. The next is movies and photos. You know, we live in the digital age of the selfie and Instagram, so we take a lot of photos. And I would love for you to clean up your photo folder and your video folder to make some space. And these are generally places which take up a lot of digital space on our computers. So go through and put away the photos that you no longer need. You don't need to look at your photos from 2008, your Greece trip, do you? You don't look at those every day. So put them away, and once a few months you can go into your photo folder and be like, oh, I remember that time in Greece. We had such an amazing time and the water was so clear. But you don't need to look at it every day. I understand if you're Instagramming and everything and you've got your Instagram schedule, well, obviously those photos you're going to need, so you keep them. Remember, we're keeping the things that bring value and meaning in our life, and we're decluttering the things that no longer serve us. After we move our photos and videos off, we're going to move to our browser. And I want you to clean up your bookmark folder. And I have a lot of bookmarks, and I'm sure you do too, because I'm like, oh, I'll just read that later. Bookmark it. Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Bookmark it. I'm going to write a blog post about that later. And I never do. But the bookmark is still there. So open your browser history, clear that, and then I want you to open your bookmark folder in your browser. And I use both Safari and Chrome, so I have two different sets of bookmarks. And I want you to go through them, open it, and then delete it if you no longer need it. And maybe it's done and you never deleted it. So the same thing with the browsers. I want you to clear your cache, right? So every time you go to a website, it drops a little cookie, and so it tracks what you're doing, and it puts a cache or cache, however you want to say it, so that it loads faster. So it's a good practice actually every day at the end of the day to clear your cache, however you want to say it, and make some space in your browser. All right, last one is where you're going to unsubscribe from the emails that you don't need. So inbox decluttering is a huge thing, and we're actually not going to tackle it in this challenge. What we are going to do is just unsubscribe yourself from emails that no longer serve you. You might have subscribed to somebody's freebie or opt-in and you don't read their emails, you just hit delete all the time. Well, this time I want you to unsubscribe instead of just hitting, delete to the trash folder. Actually unsubscribe. There's a great program called unroll.me, but it only works for Yahoo, Gmail, Hotmail accounts. It doesn't work for your personal email accounts. It would be like me@norwendel.com. It doesn't work for that. So use unroll.me, and I challenge you each time you get a mail from someone to see whether or not it's serving you, and then unroll yourself from it, unsubscribe from it. So for the challenge, I want you to take a screenshot before and after of how much space you've created in your computer, in your digital life, and share it in the Facebook group. And remember, at the end of this whole thing, all the things we did, I want you to clear your trash again. So don't leave the day without having your trash empty. And your challenge was 0 things in your downloads folder. Much love. See you tomorrow.